with just 5 weeks left, and now the Omaha Thunder being the first team to ever qualify for the playoffs, I wanted to do a video explaining how the PFA playoffs are going to be for this year. So here's the current playoff bracket at the moment. As you can see, in the National Conference, it would be Omaha with the number 1 seed, Washington with the 2nd seed, Phoenix with the 3rd seed, Atlanta with the 4th seed, Los Angeles with the 5th seed, and Portland with the 6th seed. And then in the Century Conference, it's Chicago with the number 1 seed, San Diego with the 2nd seed, Baltimore with the 3rd seed, New Orleans with the 4th seed, Pittsburgh with the 5th seed, and San Francisco with the 6th seed. So if season ended today, it would be Portland going to Phoenix, Los Angeles going to Atlanta, San Francisco going to Baltimore, and Pittsburgh going to New Orleans. Now here's the schedule for the bracket at the moment. Now the majority of the schedule is not final yet, since we still have to get the matchups first before I make the states. But here's the idea. There'll be first, the wild card round, the first week would be on December 31st. A National Conference game at 4, and then a Century Conference wild card game at 8 on December 31st at night. And then the next day on January 1st, the other Century Conference game at 1, and then the National Conference game at 4. Then in the divisional showdown between January 7th and 8th, it will be the Century Conference that starts off at 4 p.m. on January 7th. Then the National Conference on January 7th at 8 p.m. Then on 1 p.m. January 8th will be the National Conference. And then the last divisional game will be 4 p.m. in the Century Conference. And now we get to the dates that are definitely confirmed. First would be the National Conference Championship on January 15th at 3. And then the Century Conference Championship later that day at 6:30. And then finally, PFA Bowl 1 will take place on January 29th at 6:30 at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, home of the Charm. And speaking of which, wouldn't it be something if the Charm hosted championship, since the Super Bowl's never had that happen yet? And remember, if you want any updates on PFA besides these videos, go to my site. Oh yeah, and I also forgot to mention how the seeding is going to work. It's going to be just like the NFL. So like right now in the National Conference, it's the 6th seed Portland going to the 3rd seed Phoenix, and 5th seed Los Angeles going to the 4th seed Atlanta. If Phoenix wins, they go to Washington, and Atlanta or Los Angeles would go to Omaha. But if Portland would win, they would go to Omaha, and Atlanta or Los Angeles would go to Washington. So it's basically the same as the NFL, if you know that. So I wanted to get this video out as soon as possible, explain this all to you. So see you hopefully soon with Week 16.